Hello. So today it's very late right now. It's 3:45 a.m. and today was my final day of taking a break. I did some work and today was even though today was a Sunday, I did some work and it was a good day though. I took some rest. I watched the VCT match, Sentinels versus who was it? Genji. Very good match. Very fun. It's been a long time since I watched some Valorant or whatever, and yeah, it was fun and stuff. But today was the last day of taking a break. I'll record this video, go to sleep, and start work from tomorrow again properly, like a grind. I'll start going to the gym and eat properly. I had been eating a little off for the past week because my health wasn't the best, and I really couldn't fathom eating my dad food. I genuinely couldn't. I was just puking. But anyway, so today I want to talk about work, and I want to talk about self improvement versus work because if you think about it, if you look at the self improvement YouTubers these days, they'll tell you, okay, so one thing I'll keep aside is all the discipline and perseverance and all of that good shit. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about, do you optimize your day or your routine in general, or do you just blindly work? These two approaches I want to discuss today. So the first approach, what you would probably think is, okay, you wake up, have a morning routine, do meditation and read books and do stuff like that. You go to the gym. I mean, not just waking up in the morning, as in the overall day, you do a lot of things for self improvement, meditating, journaling, reading. What else could you do? I don't know, eating healthy, hitting the gym, exercising, doing a cardio differently from the gym. Anyway, there's like an infinite number of things you can do other than these things too. And I guess the main part about self improvement is usually having more success or more achievements in your field of work, probably just earning more money, getting to a higher post, getting more out of your work, being more productive, whatever. And so one of the approaches is that if you focus on like meditation, journal, etc., you'll have better mental health, and if you have better mental health, that way you'll be able to be more productive at work. The other thing is, just do the fucking work. Like, just just work. So which approach is better, which approach is ideal and stuff, and I think this is very subjective, but it also depends because sometimes when people jump into self improvement like this, they would think that doing the self improvement thing is a part of doing work and it's a part of everything, but actually it's not. Doing work is just doing work. What I mean by that is thinking about doing the work, planning the work, writing down what you're going to do, writing down your schedule, writing down timetable, meditating, hitting the gym, exercising, running, walking, swimming, jogging, cycling, whatever. All of that is not work. Talking to your friends about your work is not work. Talking to your colleagues about work is not work. What the work is, writing that cold email, making that advertisement that you want to use to sell your product, designing your product. That is work. And I think at the end of the day, it all comes down to how much time you put into work. In a way, because I was listening to Alex Hormozy, who owned a part of a company whose CEO had a business coach, and the business coach used to tell him that you should have a morning routine. And the morning routine was like, go do some exercise, go meditate, go read a book, go take an ice bath, and then you start working. And then it took 3 hours to start working, and then by the time you take 3 hours to do things, you really can't focus much on the work. And so the solution here is to just wake up, and the first thing you start doing is working. Like, it's the eat the frog mentality that the hardest thing of the day should be done first, right? So eat the frog mentality, wake the fuck up, and get to work. The more you minimize the time between waking up and sitting on your desk or doing your work, the more you're going to be able to work. That's the theory, and it probably works too. It makes sense, right? Because at the end of the day, if you spend 3, 4, 5 hours doing all the self improvement stuff and then spending less time, like just 4, 5 hours on work, there is an argument that yes, it's going to be way more efficient and you're going to be way more productive. But then, if you're like a business owner or an entrepreneur or something like that, probably makes sense to just put in the hours of the labor or of whatever it is, because I think if it's a creative work where you are supposed to sit and think, that may require a really positive mental health situation for you to be able to think properly. But if it's like writing that cold email, reaching out to people, figuring out your ad situation, making your product, talking to your colleagues, or having a meeting and talking to people, although that is not really work, but let's just call it that for a moment, those things which ultimately actually lead to work, or ultimately the things that are work are what's going to sell or what's going to increase the revenue of your business and stuff. And so then, if your goal is to earn money purely, then you should much rather focus on making the money rather than having all these 10, 15 habits. But say for someone like me, my goal is to become a better human. My goal is to do self improvement, self destruction, whatever you want to call it. My goal is to learn more. So I will read a book, I will meditate, I will go to the gym, I will look jacked, and I will be rich. For me, being rich is a part of my goal. It's not the singular goal, but for a lot of people, being rich is the goal. And so, if you're someone like me who wants to improve at multiple things, like for example, if being rich was the goal, I wouldn't be making these videos. If that, sure, it is my goal, it's my primary goal, but it's not my only goal. I have other goals as well that I want to do, and I believe these things like making videos and stuff will somewhere down the line definitely help me out. Somewhere, I don't know where, but I have faith that these habits that I'm building right now of making this video, reading a book, meditating, and all that, at some point in time, it is going to help me out. I genuinely don't know where, but I definitely do believe that to be true. And I think that any work you put into yourself is going to be repaid somehow. It's just like how Krishna said, "Karm karo, phal ki chinta mat karo," and trust, basically trust the process. And I think the most important thing of all this, whichever approach you take, whether it be to have a meticulous routine of doing 10,000 things or just doing the work, what it actually comes down to is how much you believe in yourself and how much you believe in the process that you have selected for yourself for your future growth. And so that part is way more important than anything else, how much you believe that. It's like when you gym, the most important part is to show up rather than, okay, which split am I going to follow, how many sets am I going to do, how much is the intensity, what is the volume. Sure, all of that is important, but the first part is showing up, and 80% or 90% of the work is done while showing up. The rest is like 5 to 10% extra. Same thing. The most important thing is how much you believe in your own process, and the gains or losses while selecting the approach will be offset by your own belief of the process and how effective you will be, because you will reinforce yourself into thinking and doing the things that will make you successful. So yeah, ultimately my point is that whichever approach you choose, whether it's putting in a lot of habits, developing 10,000 habits, or just doing the work, because everyone's successful, right? I mean, what I mean by that is even people of either approach are successful. Alex Hormozy believes that just doing the work is much better than having different habits and eating healthy and all that. And he eats his desserts and sugar and stuff. Then there are other entrepreneurs who think that no, sugar, carbs will slow down my mind and I won't be able to work much. But they are also successful in their own right. But Alex Hormozy, even after eating sugar and all that, he believes in what he wants to. He believes that taking a break, taking rest will then increase his productivity after that. And so ultimately, what you believe in will work out for you. All you have to do is not doubt yourself. When someone else comes and tell you that, oh my god, you shouldn't do this and you should do that, don't listen to them. Do what you want, believe what you want, but stick to what you believe. That is most important. And guys, remember, it's not over until you win.